Quads.
I would take this sucker, and while you're sleeping, I'd say, it's not raccoons tonight, and I'd just start stabbing your throat. Activision devs do not play their own game.
3,000 devs can't figure out how to add a reconnect feature to a AAA title, I guess. I don't know.
Because Infinity Ward doesn't tell their consumers anything.
Maybe that'll take some of the sweats away from Shoot House.
You can cope about that, for sure.
Thanks for tweeting, at least. Thanks for doing more than Infinity Ward has done. They just keep tweeting about the soccer bundles in the store.
Things that are bad. We've got a couple words. Why don't you kick it off, Tanner?
This is going to be a longer section than the first part you guys heard.
Change it, obviously, of course. We are live, boys and girls. Welcome to the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast. A podcast, I should say. Episode number 308. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. Today, I am joined by Short Sleeve Tanner.
Yeah.
How's it going, Tanner?
Good.
What's the weather like over there?
I don't know.
In
High
your
50s,
fucking trash state.
High 50s, low 60s. 54 right now.
Still pretty cold for March. I feel like it's warming up more by March. That's the month, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like the same for the next 10 days or so. Cloudy all day. Yeah.
That's good for you, man. Anyway, welcome to the show. Today, Tanner and I are answering your guys' questions. That's what we're doing. We're doing a Q&A episode. So, full disclosure for the new listener, the uninitiated listener, some of these questions we're going to answer will be related to Call of Duty. Some of them won't be. You can ask about anything, and if we find it interesting, we'll answer it. So, a Warzone question could be interesting. A video game question could be interesting. A food question could be interesting. MISC. So, if you only listen for Call of Duty content, you might want to skip this one. But I would recommend you don't, because we definitely will talk about COD in some capacity. It's just not going to be the focus. It all depends on your guys' questions. Which leads me to point number 2. Where are you guys getting these questions from? Well, we do 2 types of Q&A episodes. We do public Q&A episodes, which you're listening to now, randomly, on Saturdays sometimes. And any Tom, Dick, or Harry can ask a Q&A question for this type of episode. Join the fucking Discord. The link is in everywhere. And there will be a channel that says Q&A questions. Type your question into it. Now, it'll be a while before we get to it. And if we get to it, we may or may not answer it, depending on if it's a good question. But anyone can ask. So there's point number 1. We also have another type of Q&A episodes. Every month on Patreon, we have an exclusive Q&A episode for patrons only, platinum or above tier. Only they can ask the questions, only they get to hear the answers. So the benefit there is that there are way fewer people asking questions, and we're probably willing to say a little more on those episodes. I would say we are, actually, yeah. But I can't think of a question that I would be willing to answer on Patreon, but not publicly. Actually, I could think of a couple, like relating to certain people in the space, such as Modern Warzone or Cornelius, for example. But anyway, the main benefit there is that you'll hear your answer way sooner, because we do that more regularly. So that's what's going on there. So if you want to ask questions for those episodes, join the Discord, join the Patreon, link those accounts. There's a step-by-step guide in our Discord with pictures on how to do that. And then you can ask in that separate patron Q&A channel that will become available to you. Discord/Patreon have been making a lot of improvements relating to the Discord Patreon account linking. It does seem to be working a lot better now. So if you were having issues with it before, maybe try again. It likely works better than it used to. And then also I responded to 5 DMs on Patreon this morning saying, hey, the Discord link doesn't work. I can't figure it out. What's going on? So I gave you all a new link, but let me be clear. It won't work. Because the link that's in the description that you say you claim doesn't work is the same thing, but a different invite URL. They're the same thing. I press invite to server, and then you click on it and you join it, or you don't. If it's not working for you, it's your fault, and I don't know what else to do. So I gave you all a fresh new invite link. It expires in 7 days. The one in the show notes never expires, but they do the same thing. So if the one in the description doesn't work, that one won't either, but you can try it. So don't tell me the invite link is wrong or something, by the way, because every single fucking time I get baited into this, I get 8 messages. Hey, your Discord link doesn't work. Really? That's interesting. Let me try. And then here's what happens. Ready? I click on the link that we've had for 3 years, and then it works instantly. Oh, okay. So it's your fault. I don't know what to tell you. Get off an iPhone. Buy an Android like an adult. Maybe. That's my only real advice, because I don't know what the fucking problem is. But it's not our link. It's you.
Yeah, I don't know.
So fucking Google it. Figure it out. I don't know. I'll send you a fresh link to also click on and not work for you. I can do that, which I did again this morning. I created a fresh new link for all of you to click on and be frustrated with the exact same issue, because I don't know what to tell you. And yeah, I am aggressive, because this has been happening for 3 years. I don't know why it doesn't work, but it's not our fault. The fucking link works. I tested it once again.
I just tested it
this
right
goddamn
now.
morning. Yeah, it's that simple.
It must be the iOS not safe for work thing. It must not tell you that's what the reason is anymore, like it used to.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. So if you are getting that issue, try joining the server on a non-Apple device, and then go into your Discord settings, enable not safe for work servers, and then you should be able to do it from your Apple device.
Yeah.
That is the only workaround. But what if I only have an Apple device? Jesus Christ, grow up. But also, download like Google Chrome from your App Store or whatever they call it on iPhone. I don't know if they let you use programs not made by Steve Jobs, do they? Okay, cool. So I don't know if you have to jailbreak your iPhone to download Google Chrome, but do that. And then click the link in Google Chrome, the app, not the Discord app on your iPhone. And then from there, you should be able to log in to a mobile version of Discord through your Google Chrome browser on your iPhone that will allow you to get to your settings, enable not safe for work servers, and then you should be able to use the app. But also, again, this is all Google it once. I refuse to believe you guys couldn't have Googled this and instantly figured out what was going on. But you just assume it's my fault because I'm the asshole, right? Oh, no, their Discord link must be broken. Hey, fuck you. How about that? How about that?
Yeah, all right.
So,
cool.
Anyway, on a serious note, I hope that link works for you guys. I know it is frustrating, and it should tell you. I don't know why it doesn't say. I don't know why isn't a thing that says, "Oh, this is not safe for work. Is that cool with you?" But it's an Apple product, so of course it's unintuitive and doesn't work well. So anyway, yeah, hopefully that helps. On the topic of the Patreon, we changed the billing, how it works now. So for most of you, this doesn't matter. But the way Patreon used to work is when you signed up, it would bill you, and then it would bill you the first of every month. Now you can sign up whenever you want, and you won't get rebilled until 30 days later. This is how Patreon should have always worked, by the way. But I guess it wasn't. But now it's creator to creator, and for us, it now works the way it should have always worked. So if you've been like waiting for the first of the month to join the Patreon, don't, because now it doesn't matter. You can join whenever, and then you won't be if you like join on March 30th, you won't get billed that day, and then also on April 1st. Yeah. That won't happen anymore. So there you go. Another quick announcement before we get into these questions that are probably terrible, by the way, just as a warning. Yeah. I made another YouTube short, put that on the tube on yesterday, and I did subtitles. So go watch it and comment on it and like it and fucking share it. Do algorithm things to it. It was an interesting little experiment.
Which one
Doing
was it?
subtitles is exactly as fucking miserable as you guys would expect, by the way. I have to sit there and type like an asshole and then like pause it after like a second and a half.
Yeah.
Because the screen space is gone and then type more like an asshole. But I did it. So go do, I don't know, go make it happen in the algorithm or whatever.
Make it happen.
So anyway, I also Googled if I could like do this automatically. I'm like, can't Chat GPT fucking subtitle and render this for me? But I'd have to pay for that.
Well,
so.
I mean, TikTok has like the automatic subtitles that then you can edit. So YouTube has none of that.
I mean, YouTube has automatic subtitles, which we always enable. But most people, you have to like enable them.
Oh, that's right.
And most people don't turn it on.
See, TikToks, I think if the person posting the video puts those on, it shows on your feed no matter what. Yeah, but YouTube has that dumb caption fucking button.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful website.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, go support the short. Support the short. Okay.
Some lady called you attractive. Really? On the short, man? Someone calls attractive? That's nice. Who, you?
Well, I don't know. Some random bitch. She was like,
maybe.
She was like, I don't think so. She's like, oh, you're cute. Imagine if you got some sun.
Oh.
That was the thrust of the comment. Yeah. I was like, okay, I guess I'll take it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird thing to say.
I
thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But if I was an average person, I might be upset by that. She needs to be careful who she's saying things like that to.
Yeah, you know? She's from the South for sure. That's one of those southern little backhanded compliments. Oh, honey, you're cute. You need to get some sun, honey. Those fucking whores down there.
You stupid bitch, yeah.
Anyways, you ready?
So anyway, no, I'm not. Actually, there's one more announcement.
Jesus
so why don't you hold your fucking horses?
Shit, man.
Last announcement, and you're going to be glad I made this announcement, in fact. We're going to try something different today a little bit with the Q&A episode. And this is going to be a scam to benefit us at your detriment.
Yes. Yeah.
Here's what's happening. Okay. We're going to go to Discord like usual, pull questions that we find fun or exciting and answer them. But also, if you want to skip the line and be the next question answered, super chat. I don't know. What's our minimum, Tanner?
Yeah, what is the minimum? I don't know. There's 1 penny.
You can super chat like a cent. I mean, for us to answer.
$1. $1? Yeah,
No.
let's do $1. We're not going to get any, so it doesn't matter.
$2.
Okay.
$2.
$100.
No, not 100. If you super chat $2 or more and attach a question, you'll be the next question we answer. We'll skip the line. But also, if it's a dog shit question, I'll still skip it and I'll pocket your $2.
Interesting.
So have it be a decent one. Don't say like, oh, would you like suck your dad's dick or something? Because I'll just say thanks for the money, and then I'll move on. And there are no refunds.
Yeah.
So So let me rephrase. If you super chat $2, by the way, to United States dollars or more, not your cuckold money. Okay.
Yeah.
To United States dollars or more, and ask a question, you have the potential to skip the line. That's actually how this is going to work. So if you guys want to do that, you can.
Cool.
If you're listening for the jingle, here it is.
I'm going to the bathroom. You can read and
that's cool,
answer the first question, or we can just end it here. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've had enough, so. Let's see here. Oh, shout out to Ben G, the old dying bitch, by the way, for that suggestion. Great suggestion. Really great. Sensational suggestion, I would say. So, 6, 7. 7 comes after 6, right? That's what they say. Yeah. Okay. All right, Nicole, our first super chatter, asks for $2 United States dollars. Really, the bare minimum here. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Will you please skip any questions from Jaren? That's a great question, Nicole, and I will answer that. You've successfully skipped the line. Yes, I will. I don't think I made this. If I did, Ben, I forgot about it until you left that feedback in Discord. So thanks for the reminder / suggestion. I don't know which. Nicole, I would love to do that. And thank you very much for the $2 super chat, Queen. Very much appreciated. How much Canadian? $2 Canadian's fine, dude. I don't know. I'm not about to do any fucking conversions. Anyway, let's get into this. Starting with, let's see here. George Washington, friend of the pod. He asked this question on 7/25 of last year. So that's, what month is that? July 25th of last year. That's another thing about these Q&A questions. Sometimes we're a little behind. We're always behind, and we'll only fall further behind.
A little behind,
and you'll see why. Asks, if you had to kill each other, how would you do it? My girlfriend said she'd poison my food and make me dehydrated from diarrhea, so I die. And I'm like, that's torturous and evil. Very interesting. By the way, that's how, like, if a woman's gonna kill someone, they always do the poisoning, dude. There's like stats on that. Like, if someone dies because they got poisoned and the FBI is like investigating, there's like a 90% chance it's a woman. Or if a woman kills someone, it's a 90% chance it was poison. One of those two, or something like that. 90% is a fake number.
When they kill themselves too, it's usually pills and shit like that. They're not ones to blow their brains out like the average middle-aged white male does.
Yeah. They're not gonna get cobed up.
Yeah. Shout out to white men in their 40s. Highest
Shout out to
suicide
Kurt
rates.
Cobain, friend of the pod
in the world. What's the question? How would I kill you?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I would like to just kind of gun you down, to be honest.
Just gun me down. You do have weapons, don't you?
I would be down to gun you down. I'm thinking maybe.
That's a pretty cool way to go. If
maybe
you were
put a
kill
slug.
me, I'd like for you to gun me down. Yeah.
Maybe put a slug right through your chest, something like that. Leave your body on the front porch. Ring the doorbell for your roommates to come find you and say, "See you guys."
Interesting.
Like
yeah, my roommates would be pretty upset.
I mean, if I'm killing you, it's a dub either way. So I'm not too worried about how I'm doing it.
The method doesn't matter that much. Yeah,
it's just an all around
interesting. Dub. Yeah, I don't know what I would do if I had to kill you. God, it would just be so easy, and there would be so many ways I could do it.
Yeah, you could do it a lot of different ways.
You know,
I wouldn't mind sniping you either. Taking up like an Overwatch position, waiting days for you to walk out of your house.
You'd have to wait a long time.
No, dude, I would. Okay,
you'd have to wait
I have
a
the plan.
long time.
I would bait you with a DoorDash order. I would order you DoorDash.
You'd become a DoorDash driver?
Yeah, someone would be at your door. You'd be like, "Who the fuck is this?" You'd open it. I'd be 300 meters back sniping. I use them as bait, or I could do the DoorDash, and I could be putting it down on your porch.
I think it'd be much funnier if you were the driver.
I have a face mask. Pull a gun out of the bag, shoot you dead right there. There are a lot of ways I would love to do it. Yeah, plenty of ways. Yeah.
Allegedly. I'm thinking what I would do is a home invasion. I'd like to invade your home and kill you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That would work. Yeah, that works.
But there's a lot of, how would I do it is the question. Will I do it at night while you're sleeping?
When I'm sleeping? Yeah, you could do that. That would work.
Would I wait till Sierra's gone? Probably. If I didn't want to get caught, I'd have to
Not gone that often, so that'd be kind of hard to do.
Yeah, I'd have to wait till you're sleeping. You know what I would do is, like, for a week or so, every night, I would make like a bunch of noise in your backyard and then like leave and go away. So that the first night you're like, what the fuck's going on out there? And then you get out of bed, you waddle over there, you check it out. Nothing's happening. Whatever. Must have been raccoons.
Yeah.
And you go back to sleep.
We do have a lot of raccoons here, actually.
Yeah. Coyote, whatever. Night 2, I do the same thing. You get out of bed, but you're a little less eager to, because you're like, it's probably the fucking raccoons again. You check out back. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I do this until you're eventually like, I don't know what's going on, but there's just noise in my backyard now. Yeah. I'm done. I'm not checking. I'm staying in bed. Now I've set the stage to invade your home.
Yeah.
So the next time you hear noise on night 8, it's not just me pretending to making noise and then leaving, right? I'm opening your window. I'm shimmying through your screen door. I'm doing whatever I got to do. I don't know. I'd have to go scout the area, but I'm making noise, and you've been conditioned to not check on it. Meanwhile, you have a home invasion happening, and then I'm in your walls, and then I get in and get active, do some wet work. I think I would take this knife specifically. I don't have access to night vision.
Wouldn't bring the quads.
I would take this sucker, and while you're sleeping, I'd say, "It's not raccoons tonight, bitch," and I'd just start fucking stabbing your throat.
Do you think this is going to get demonetized on YouTube? Do you think we're going to get a strike for this?
It's highly likely.
We may have to edit this part out for YouTube specifically. Yeah,
that's possible.
That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Yeah,
I don't know how good the algorithm is, but it might have detected the jabbing motions.
Yeah, we may already be banned. Not as of yet, but we probably will be very soon. Yeah, interesting. That's a good plan.
And we deserve it.
That's a really good plan, actually. That would work.
Yeah,
that would really work. It's funny because
Sierra, I think I would.
Oh, you can kill her. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't be here anyway, so it doesn't matter to me.
You're gone. Yeah, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, because some guy actually came to our door 2 nights ago. Shows up. He rings the doorbell. Just sits there, scrolls on his phone. He has like a clipboard or something, but he comes late, like at dusk. Weird timing. So I don't answer it, of course. I see him. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then last night, we're driving to LA because we're going to a dinner and a concert for a friend's birthday. And I get a ring notification. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I figure it's a neighbor's cat. I pull it up. It's like 7:15. So at that point, it's dark. It's dark out. And it's the dude again ringing the doorbell, standing there with the clipboard, and then he's scrolling through his phone, standing there for 45 seconds after he rings the doorbell. Clothes. He has like a jacket on and pants. I don't know. It was very weird. So I was like, what's going on?
Looking clothes?
No, but he's holding like a clipboard or some shit. So
interesting.
Then later that night, we were checking our like inside cameras. We have some cameras to like see how like our kittens were doing and shit. And they were all acting weird, and they were like acting scared, and they were all like staring outside. And Sierra's like, I swear to God, that guy like tried to break into our house or something. I'm like, it's possible. It's very possible. It was weird. So now you're getting me. He may be on his day 2 of 7. He may be trying the same thing. And then on day 8, instead of ringing the doorbell, he's busting through it. So I'm gonna have to start lock and loading here. I'm gonna have to get ready for that probably.
Yeah, I'm
gonna have to gun him down for sure.
Get your loadie before he comes back for sure.
Yeah, I should get my loadie. Yeah.
Sure. That's weird. A clipboard.
And why are you coming so late? It's like it was dark out. I'm like, go home, you dumb.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm about to be that boomer that posts in the Facebook group of my little town chat. Hey, has anyone seen this guy? Who is this cocksucker?
Yeah, that's strange. Do you have your little doorbell camera obvious?
No, it's like it's hidden. Well, it's not hidden, but you don't see it if you're not looking for it. It's not the doorbell one. It's a different camera.
Whatever. Yeah. Did he look around for a camera? Did he do a little camera check?
He just walks up, rings the doorbell, puts his head down, scrolls on his phone. That's like on top of a clipboard, waiting for us to answer the door.
I think if he was doing something untoward, he would be looking around for a camera because those are common enough to where he would
probably
do that.
Yeah.
Or but also some of these he is doing something untoward and he's really dumb.
Yeah.
Which is definitely possible.
If he rings the doorbell tonight, I'm not opening the door. I'm just firing a burst through it. Full burst.
Yeah.
We're just letting loose. Yeah. Full pin. Yeah.
You have FMJ on your loadout, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm going to have to full pin now.
Fun. Yeah.
Do some tuning on it tonight in the garage. Tune it for better pen for sure.
Yeah, max pen tuning. So anyway, yeah. Well, keep us updated on that. I'm actually very curious. I'll let you know. I wonder what he is doing. Maybe he's from the city and saying, "Hey, we changed our mind. You can't."
Oh, if he's from the city, I'm definitely launching some rounds through that door tonight.
Yeah. If he's an op, he's a government employee
for sure.
Yeah. Anyway. Next is from Socks Griffiths. Change it. Cute picture though. Little pup. Little pup's little snout.
That's a pup.
Little pup.
Interesting coloring on that little pup. Yeah.
I like that pup's coloring. Anyway, fuck your name though. Will you ever get Gabriel Saul Perez on the pod for an interview?
I would love to. Let's get Gabe on here sometime.
I would love to.
He has a microphone and everything. You know, I mean, he would do it.
Yeah, he'd have to have a cam though.
Oh, he's not camming up.
We would quintuple our viewership if he had a cam.
That girl that called you cute, oh my god, she'd be creaming if she saw Gabe.
That's so gross. Yeah. Yeah, she'd be thrilled about that for sure.
Yeah.
It would be cool. Gabe's funny and charismatic and interesting.
He's good.
It would be cool to do. Yeah, we would never do it on a public episode though. Far too few of you would know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
That would be Patreon content, but we'll keep it in mind for sure.
Yeah. Maybe Gabe and I should hit a flight after the pod here, go out to the casinos tonight, do some vlogs.
Yeah, dude.
That's a casino, meet your family.
Yeah, man.
Meet your fucking whore mother.
Gabe's met my whore mother, actually.
Yeah, I know he has.
Anyways. Next one's from I'm the Bot. Thoughts on the armored car on Caldera / Fortune's Keep?
Yeah, this is
what armored car?
The armored car. Remember that little armored car?
No.
It's an armored car. Super armored.
Oh, is it the one that dropped that like farted the prox mines everywhere? Or like had the clusters following it?
Well, wasn't there? No, there was one you could drive. There was that little one they added in later that you drove around. Like one would spawn on them. I don't even remember how it worked. I don't know if I ever got in one in my life, honestly.
Yeah,
but they existed.
I have no thoughts. I don't remember.
It doesn't matter anymore. We don't have Caldera, so yeah, it doesn't matter.
Next one is from Jax. Go Crazy Jaximus. Sorry, I had a fucking Windows pop up. Should COD have more guns with intrinsic perks or integrated attachments? Okay. For example, free silencer on the AS Val. So for a contemporary example, the Chimera has an integrated suppressor. This is way less relevant now that suppressors don't matter anymore, but this was very relevant in MW 2019. So in MW 2019, yeah, the AS Val had the integrated suppressor. It gave you a free attachment slot, which you kind of had to use the Merc foregrip for because the recoil on that thing was a lot. But still, it's something. Anyway, COD Ghost had the Honey Badger with the built-in silencer, yeah. Maverick AR did more damage the closer you are to an enemy. Oh, that's interesting. There's also a gun called the Ripper that could change from SMG mode to AR mode, changing damage and rate of fire. Okay. There are like some good BO4 examples too, if we're talking about intrinsic perks. Like the Stingray it fired like flechette rounds instead of like actual bullets. So it had very slow velocity. But the advantage was it did a lot of damage. Especially with the operator mod, which was fucking insane. So the pro there was obviously, damage. The con was velocity. And it was like noticeable even in multiplayer. Should COD have more guns like that? With like integrated attachments or intrinsic perks? What are your thoughts?
No, not really. I don't think it's really needed. I mean, it makes sense in like the weird Black Ops games and shit like that, but I'd rather just modern, realistic, basic shit like we had in MW 19, where we had like the barrel and the MP5. There were some other ones. But I mean, I don't know. I would rather go for like the gun building, like realism type part of it. Not like the game needs realism, but I like that shit better. Not something that, whatever he said, an AR that did more damage the closer you are to an enemy. I don't know.
I know what you mean.
It's just weird. I don't know. It's not really necessary to have any of those things.
Well, I don't think those are necessarily mutually exclusive. Like the AS Val having an integrated suppressor, that is realistic, and it is an integrated attachment, obviously.
Yeah, some of them make sense.
I think I would like to see more guns like that have some unique feature. Like a nail gun is another. Nail gun's not the best example, but it's a decent example because it's a gun and it's like it's a weapon, but it's way different than like the other SMGs because you can't put attachments on it and it fires fucking nails. So the velocity again is really slow, but the damage is fucking insane. And because you can't put attachments on it, there's not much you could do to it. There's nothing you could do to it, in fact, except put a camo on. I like that because, and here's the reason why I like it. is because what other realistic assault rifles do we need right now in Warzone 2? Because I'll give you the answer, none. We don't need any more. We have 6 guns already or more that are assault rifles that fire bullets fully automatically. We have them in 5.56. We have them in 7.62. We have them in 300 Blackout. What else do I fucking need? So I don't really care to get another fucking gun in like season 3. Like if we got the mutant, for example, that would be kind of cool for a second.
Yeah.
Because like I've used a mutant in Tarkov, but then I would like play with it for a game and I'd be like, okay, cool. It's an AR that shoots bullets. It's good or not good. They will buff and nerf it, but it's not like different. This is just another gun. But if they added something like, I mean, again, a nail gun's just a terrible example, but like that underwater fucking assault rifle that they added in Caldera. The implementation of that was poor because it was just another gun.
Yeah.
But they could do something like that in Warzone 2, for example, where the advantage would be it's a primary weapon in the SMG category. And unlike every other primary weapon in Warzone 2, you can actually fire it and use it underwater. But the downside would be it should be dog shit. Like it should have like a pretty slow TTK for an SMG. And it should have, I don't know, low velocity or something, or low damage range. So then it would be like, okay, obviously you would never use that if you're a good player in Warzone 2. You're not going to give up your fucking SMG unless maybe you're on a chic island, then maybe it's best in slot. That's a conversation for another time. But there would be like an advantage to using it, but it would be like a niche advantage. I think things like that would be very cool. And those are the only things I would care to get more of as far as weapons are concerned in Call of Duty. Because we released the game with enough normal guns. So I think it's a cool idea. But yeah, let's not get too crazy either. Like the fucking
that's the
laser
thing is I
beam
think
we
they
got
just get way too
in
crazy.
Warzone 1, that was absurd. Yeah. It's like you're literally shooting lasers. It's like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
World War II video game, by the way. Kill yourselves in-game, Activision. Yeah, so anyway.
That's why I don't like trust them to do anything that's actually cool. I just give us
I think that's a
shit.
totally fair perspective. Yeah, I don't exactly trust them either, but anyway. This is an excellent question from Just Average. What makes barbecue good? Is it the meat that's used, the sauce on the meat, or would you say the sides? I think there are a couple other factors, but what are your thoughts? What makes good barbecue?
Well, to start off, it's definitely not the sauce, because good barbecue, often you don't use sauce at all. So it's absolutely not the sauce. That almost doesn't matter. If you're using sauce on brisket, you're an idiot. You can use sauce like on pulled pork and shit, I guess. I mean, you could do like brisket burn-ins where you use sauce, I guess, but it's better just brisket with not having the fucking burn-ins.
I feel like half of barbecue uses sauce.
Ribs are good with or without sauce. You could go either way there. Pulled pork without sauce is good too, actually. So I would say it's definitely not the sauce at all. I think it's just it's not even really the meat. Well, I mean, I guess it's the meat itself,
the skill of the
but
cook.
it's the way they prepare it. Yeah. It's the way whoever is preparing it is doing it. Because like the meat is
also
generally
the spices,
the
rubs,
because the meat is like not necessarily the best quality, of course. Like you're not going to grill it fast like a steak, because you know when you think of things like brisket, you can't, because it has to get like broken down. Because it's so.
That's why it's barbecue.
It's disgusting shit meat. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think it's just the way they prepare it, pretty much. Because it's like brisket doesn't need much. You need salt and pepper, and that's it. And that's like the best brisket you can have, honestly. But it's all about how long you smoke it for, maintaining the temperatures. I think making sure you pull it off at the right temperature and everything. That's what makes it good. And
I think it's a skill issue.
The sides are generally excellent as well. Yeah. The sauce though, I'm never going to a barbecue place and I'm like, my first thought is never their sauce. I'm trying their sauces, but the meat is what makes barbecue good. The meat itself.
Yeah.
Not worried about the sauces.
I'm concerned about the sauces. I don't know if I'd say I'm worried about them. Because here's the thing. If the barbecue is mid, because it is a skill issue ultimately. If you are a great fucking... If you weigh 400 pounds, you live in Kentucky, and you smoke meats, and have like a YouTube channel about it, for example, you can never use sauce again, and you're going to have fucking 10 out of 10 barbecue. But also, you could use sauce also, and it could make it even better. So, the thing about sauce, though, is that if you have a dog shit trash chef, like an in-law, right? And they're making a fucking steak, and they overcook the shit out of it, and it's terrible. Then the only thing saving it is sauce. I need some sauce.
That's not even saving. It's I'm not eating it.
It's not saving it. It's making it edible. Yeah.
I wouldn't even say that. I would. Like those steak sauces, A1 steak sauces. Those are all dog shit too.
Oh, I'm talking about barbecue sauce. Yeah, A1 is dog shit.
Okay,
yeah.
So like
you have to be 100 years old if you like A1.
You're an elderly white man for sure.
Your taste buds have almost all died. So you need that.
It pisses me off
anything
when you go some places and they'll ask you like, "Oh, do you want A1?"
It's so strong.
I'm like, "No." Like what? Like why are you even offering me that? Is your steak that fucking bad that you already have to be offering me that? Like that's a slap in the face to whoever's cooking that steak, man. Holy shit.
By the way, that's how you know if a steakhouse is good. Is number one, if they have sauce on the table. If they don't, we're off to a good start. Number two, if they ask if you want any. Because if they don't, then you're at a pretty fucking good steakhouse. Because I've gone to fucking Outback Steakhouse, for example, or Sizzler.
Oh.
And there's fucking Heinz and Bullseye bottles on the table before you sit down.
They keep that A1 on that table.
They keep them things ready. Because of course they do. Because everyone has to use them to eat the food there. And then I've also gone to like fucking places you guys have never heard of because you don't live in Southern California. Move. Such as Arroyo Chop House in Pasadena, California. This is a one-of-a-kind fucking 8-star steakhouse. It has 8 Michelin stars as well. And I don't think they allow sauce on the site, on the premises.
Yeah.
There's no goddamn ketchup on a table. There's no barbecue sauce on a table. You ask for your steak, they don't bring it to you. And then if you want to be a real piece of shit, you ask the whatever waiter anyway. And then they bring you a teaspoon in like a fancy metal fucking ladle thing that you can use. That's the only way to get ketchup there. You have to like bribe the waiter and he gets it out of his car without trying to get caught by the chef and fucking backhanded in the kitchen. That's a great steakhouse. But anyway, what makes barbecue good? Yeah, it's a skill issue. Like Gordon Ramsay's going to make a ribeye taste really good if he has no access to sauces. But most people are not going to be able to do that. You know, like I'll take Gordon Ramsay's sauceless steak over mine with every sauce there is. So, you know, it's a skill issue, I think. By the way, if you guys do want to go on like YouTube or TikTok has great content like this too. If you want to be hungry anyway, Google like wildly obese, middle-aged, or kind of vague, indefinable age because he's so fucking big guy barbecue channel. And they are the most skilled people on earth, dude. They make the craziest shit. It all looks super good. God, it's fantastic, dude. All the cooking content is so interesting. I'm a big cooking content guy.
Cooking content's
great. You really want to
great.
find a gigantic man who's either 30 or like 50. You're not really sure. But he's not young and he's not like ancient either. Dude. He's somewhere. And he makes really good food.
If my YouTube recommended list is some guy cooking some piece of meat, or Diaz Biffle dropping a 70 bomb solo quads versus Sheikah. See ya, Biffle. I'm picking that some guy's video grilling a steak 100 out of 100 times. Fuck video game videos, you know? Oh, it's a real entertaining stuff. Real entertaining stuff.
Fantastic content. Yeah.
Great content.
So, anyways. Yeah, if you fat pieces of shit wanting to make a successful internet career, by the way, get a nice camera and cook on it and then upload it to YouTube. It's always good content. And you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
You lazy fat piece of shit. You know who you are, listener.
You're fat and lazy.
Anyways.
And stupid.
But yeah, you might as well monetize it. Yeah. Just kidding. We're not fat shaming. It's fun. I mean, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Urban Illiterate asks. Okay, never mind. Okay. Steel Switch. If you had to work driving transportation, that's a great question. Which would you choose? So you have to be the driver, and this is your job. Would you drive a bus, a subway, a locomotive, don't say locomotive, Theo Von, a taxi, or a trolley? And he's given parentheticals for every single option. Bus, public or school, subway, under or above ground, etc. Which I find amusing. But anyway, what are your thoughts, Tanner?
So definitely, obviously not bus, no. Especially school bus. Holy shit, no chance I'm doing that. Subway, no. Boring, especially, I mean, an underground subway. I'd rather be hit by the subway than be driving that thing. Yeah, have you seen any videos from a New York City subway, man? I don't want to be anywhere close to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Taxi, no, obviously not. Trolley could be interesting. Those San Francisco trolleys are dope. They kind of just roam in the middle of the street.
Are they on tracks like they are at Disneyland?
Yes, they're on tracks that like go down the middle of the street.
Okay.
Yeah, they get hit all the time. Probably.
What about a locomotive?
That would be my pick. That would be my pick.
Okay.
Yeah, because they go some dope places. Like if you've seen some of these fucking trains, think of the Hogwarts train, man. At the intro to every Harry Potter. Imagine going on that train. No, I'm serious. Imagine picking between being an Uber driver in downtown Los Angeles.
And going to Hogwarts? Yeah, I'd go to Hogwarts.
Because that's a real train in, I don't know if it's Ireland or
It's in Birmingham.
Is it? Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's somewhere, but that's a real train and it's really dope. That would be the best pick, of course. You're an idiot if you pick any other one of these, so.
That's very interesting.
I mean, hold on. We got to vote for Taxi. Who voted for Taxi?
Oh yeah, we did
Ghost
get some
Recon
feedback
Maine.
Here.
Who's Ghost Recon Maine again? Isn't that
that's only slightly bad?
Fuck
yeah,
you.
Slightly less young Evan.
Slightly less fucking dumb. Holy shit, you're dumb.
Anyways,
Anyways,
this isn't a very hard one. It's kind of hard for me. Before I forget, I was watching a show on HBO called CB Strike. It was like recommended to me, so I started watching it. It's really good, and it's based on a bunch of books, I guess. And it's about some British dude or English dude. He's both, obviously. Who like was in a war, he lost his leg, and then he became a private investigator. And then he hires like some temp, and then that's the show. It's like, you know, they like solve private investigator cases, whatever. And it's really good. The show's really good. I was watching it on HBO Go. And I had like finished season 3. And I was like, I wonder how these books like did or whatever. I looked up the books. Guess who the books are written by?
Cool.
J.K. Rowling.
Really?
I was shocked. I was like, no fucking way did she write this also. It's like totally not at all like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like it's totally different.
The exact opposite.
It's so fucking weird.
That's funny. I didn't realize she's even written anything else.
Yeah, she wrote them after Harry Potter under some pseudonym, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, but the show is really good. The show is really fucking good. I would recommend you guys check it out if you have HBO Go. But yeah, I was amazed. Yeah, CB Strike. It's like a book series. So they do like seasons based on a book. I was shocked, but I was like, damn, she can write. Because the plot in that show is really good too. So unless the adaptation's like wildly different, which I suspect it's not, you know.
Why would she waste her time writing other books when Harry Potter is so successful?
Because she's already got fucking billions.
That fucking bored?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think
something
she
else
wants
to do
to start
writing.
An international anti-trans kill all non-straight white people coalition. She needs to fund
her next
that.
book is called Kill All Trans, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's a joke, by the way. I think she gets maligned rather. I don't know though. Anyways, if I had to work driving transportation, what would I choose? Yeah. So obviously right away I can cross off everything that's not on a track. Because why would I want to do work or get in an accident?
Well, they still get in accidents. But.
If I could, well, yeah. Yeah. Am I carrying vinyl chloride? Let's start there. Because if I'm carrying fucking nuclear waste, then maybe I will drive a school bus instead.
Sure.
If there's going to be vinyl chloride in the caboose, then maybe I wouldn't drive
that's
the
a
train.
hard question. Would you rather drive that or drive children?
That's a great. What's more toxic? That's a good question.
30 kids in a school bus for sure is way more toxic. I'd purposely crash and kill them all if I were a bus driver. I think. I don't know if I'd be able to handle that.
It's been done before.
I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often. Like those people. Oh man, yeah. Forget it. I won't say anything.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how much you trust like a?
You would think,
like an airplane pilot.
Good thing there's two of them in case one goes rogue.
Yeah, sure.
Just kill the other.
But like some guy could be, if you're gonna first of all, if you're gonna crash a civilian jetliner, I don't think you'd have any qualms about taking out the co-pilot first.
Yeah, unless they fight back.
And it would be really easy to do because they're not gonna think you're gonna do shit to them, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, it's crazy.
Hey, what's that out that window? Slit their throat real quick.
Yeah, just fucking stab. Yeah. I'm sure that's happened once or twice, right? Some depressed like white dude who flies for fucking Southwestern.
Probably.
So you know what? Fuck this. I'm sending this shit. We're not. Hey, next stop is not LAX. It's the Pacific Ocean, and just sends it. I'm sure that's happened before, right?
You don't hear about it.
I'm curious how often that happens. But
I feel like it happens
a lot
in other countries on shit airlines, like little random shit airlines, all the time, probably. Like fucking India Air or some trash like that.
Like doing it on purpose, you think?
Yeah. Like what's the one that one company they've crashed
Spirit.
so many times? No. It's it's like Indonesia or something. All their planes go missing, they crash all the time. That company. No, really, that one plane that crashed
went missing.
It's that one that crashed somewhere in the ocean. They assume.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
who was
like
that?
3 years ago.
Oh, I think it was longer than that. Whatever that company is, they have a long track record of their planes crashing nonstop. Yeah,
interesting.
It's probably the pilots. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe could be right. Anyway, bus. No, it would be a subway, a train, or a trolley, and it wouldn't be a subway. So it would be a train or a trolley. And it wouldn't be a trolley in San Francisco because I don't want to get hepatitis C.
Malaysia Airlines, that's what it is.
So yeah, that's what it is. So it would probably be a train, actually, yeah. Because a trolley, I think you like exposed to the passengers. On a train, you're
open.
not. You have your
and
own
there's
little
cars
car.
on the street. Yeah, you're getting hit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with the train. Because it's also Train drivers isn't a real job. I don't believe you do anything. What do? You press go and
hang
then
out.
Stop?
Yeah.
It's on a track, dude. Like, I don't believe that's a real job.
There's just a big green button that says go, yeah.
It must be that simple. You don't have to do anything. It's on a track.
Yeah.
It's like you have to stop at a gas station. I don't get it. I don't know. That must be the easiest job on earth, though.
And they get paid so much.
Conductor. That's what they get called. That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Do they get paid a lot?
Yes. Difficult field to get into, though. Very difficult. That is.
I can imagine.
That's a classic old boys club type of job. I don't think you get in unless your fucking great grandpa was a conductor, and then your dad was a conductor, and then your mom's fucking the CEO of whatever company, you know.
Yeah, right.
Amtrak, difficult industry to get into. Yeah, but they get paid
I can imagine
because they don't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's almost as easy as being a public school teacher, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'd go with the train. All right, next we got a super chat from Ben G, skipping the line.
Wow.
5 United States dollars. Thank you very much, Ben. How many listeners will use this spectacular option to get their questions answered sooner? Great question.
At least 2 so far.
I mean, 2 minimum. Yeah, I'd say at a bare minimum 2 will. But maybe time will tell. Maybe there will be future askers. Ben, thank you for the $5 super chat, dude. Good job using that feature. Get scammed.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Dude, it was your idea. So anyway,
it wasn't. You had this idea months ago. You told me about it because you saw it somewhere else and you put it in our notes. You're like, dude, what if we super chatted this? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of cute. That makes sense. So you for sure had this idea.
And that's what I said.
Yeah. So fuck you, Ben. It was Raz's idea.
Yeah, fuck you, Ben. And you owe me more money for pretending it was your idea. All right. Next is from Jax. This is a dumb question, but I'm going to address it anyway. Why doesn't Warzone show damage numbers when shooting an enemy? So some games do this, like I think Fortnite does it. I think Apex does it too.
Fortnite does it, but Fortnite you can see things in Fortnite, so it's fine. It's not an issue. I actually like it.
Right.
Yeah. In a game where you can't see people, no. I mean, hey, they show me that I'm breaking armor on Ashika Island. Of course I don't want damage numbers too. Where the damage numbers gonna fit when someone's calling in an airstrike on me and I'm getting the noti that says 3 plates cracked? There's nowhere to put it. There's nowhere on my monitor cannot possibly fit damage numbers anywhere on it because of how cluttered this dog shit game is. So no, never. And fuck you, Jax.
Yeah, I agree. The TTK is way too fast for damage numbers to be relevant also. Like,
yeah, that's true too.
Like, bro, you have 100 health.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, this isn't fucking World of Warcraft. No, I don't want to see damage numbers. Yeah, like Tanner said, if I could see people, that would be a start. But it doesn't fit the aesthetic of COD at all.
No. I do like the health bars.
It would feel so out of place.
I like the health bars in Treyarch games. Those I do enjoy. But actual damage numbers, I don't. The only reason the main reason I like the health bars is because it makes it seeing people a lot easier. So.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's also a new dimension to gameplay too, though.
It's kind of satisfying shooting someone and watching their health bar decrease, though. I like that aspect.
Yeah. It can also inform you of like a push, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and in BO4, this is actually relevant because the TTK was slower. But like, or let's say I'm running down a lane and an enemy walks into my lane. Because there were health bars, I would be able to tell if he's weak or not. Like maybe he's running away from someone and he's one shot. In this game, I have no idea. In BO4, I would know because I'd see the health bar. Or I'd see if he's full health. I thought it was a different dimension again to gameplay, and it could inform whether you shoot that guy or not, whether you run away, if you're in a 1v1 and he runs away, do you push or not? Depends on his health, but you can actually see it in that game. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was cool. But yeah, no damage numbers. They don't do it because it wouldn't fit with their aesthetic, which I would agree with him on. And we shouldn't want it because for the same reason. And also, yeah, I already can't see things in Warzone, so it's fine because of the diamond. But anyway, okay. This is a good question from Steel Switch. I'm gonna go piss out of my cock after I ask it. How do you drink from your typical plastic water bottle? Do you put the entire spout in your mouth, or do you put the spout against the top lip? By the way, option 3 is obviously putting the spout against the bottom lip. So those are the options. I don't think
you can't. I think that's what he's trying.
That must be what he's. I don't know. Tell me about it, man.
Because how does it? Yeah, I don't. How do I do it? God, I should go get a water bottle and try. I don't drink out of regular water bottles like that anymore. I can't even think what I usually do. I think that technically both lips touch the water bottle, so I guess I'm drinking it that way. Because otherwise it's like, No, I get what he's saying. So you angle it and keep like the bottle on the bottom lip, and then your top lip like is not over it. It's hard to explain. You guys know what it means though. So yeah, I think I would say putting the entire spout in your mouth. But it's like, that makes it sound weird, like I'm fucking jamming it down my throat, but I'm not. It's just like the way you put it around the bottle. I think that's gotta be it. I mean, drink from a straw. Drink from a straw lid like this, like a man, right? Little sucky straw. Need some more water, actually. Yeah. What other way? I feel like there's different ways to drink from a water bottle like that.
No, there's really
I feel
only
like
two.
we're missing
I
a
think
way, but maybe that we're not.
Or three, I guess. I do the like, it's basically, the question really is, do you create a seal or not?
Yeah.
Is there some space? And I generally do not create a seal. I put it on the bottom lip and then tip it over, and then it falls into my stupid mouth. That's usually what I do. I don't know why though. I think sometimes I do just put that entire absolute little cap in my mouth. If I'm really thirsty and I want to really jam that shit down my stupid fucking mouth.
Yeah.
But I think generally I'm a tip guy. But yeah, I don't drink out of water bottles either. I have a Yeti. I just refill this all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't drink out of plastic water bottles. I can't believe people still buy plastic water bottles in 2023. When would you ever use them? When would you use a plastic water bottle?
It's a waste of like time and money.
It's such a waste of money.
You have a faucet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, this, like, you know how long these things fucking last for? They'll last forever if you don't lose it or fucking drop it a million times. Yeah, Jesus Christ, a lot of money wasted.
Yeah. And you have to like fucking, it takes up a lot of, whether you recycle or not, it takes up a lot of bin space. Because once you're done with the water bottle, you have like a hollow ass bottle, you know.
Yeah.
You can't like stack a bunch of them. Like they just accumulate. It's dumb. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Jax asks, would you enjoy Warzone if it had 5-man teams and or 6-man teams?
No. Too much calming going on. I don't want to listen to that.
I think 4 even is like pushing it.
4 is pushing
yeah.
it. Yeah.
4 is pushing it. 3 is the optimum. 5 is too much. Yeah. 6 would be insane. You're out of your mind. Go assimilate. Fucking
yeah,
loser.
right. True.
Yeah. Anyway. Next one's from Steel Switch. This is an edifying question. Have you ever thrown something away to trash or donated that you wish you had not thrown away? I'll tell you my answer. Sure haven't. Sure haven't. Never happened once. Nope. This is why I don't fret when I'm cleaning out my room anymore or my shit. If I'm not sure if I should keep something or not, I throw it away.
Yeah. If you haven't used something in years,
if you're gonna use something ever again, you'll be certain of it. And then otherwise, if you're unsure, just throw it away. Who cares?
Yeah.
Because you can always get another one too. Like absolute worst case scenario, you get rid of like a cord that you thought you would never need again, and then you need it again. And then you go on Amazon and spend $2 and you'll have the cord again. Like,
right.
Is it worth having all that trash around for that very rare scenario? I don't think that's ever happened to me. Just throw it away.
Yeah.
So no, I've never ever done that. The only way I could see this being a thing is if you have like a ticket stub for a concert that you throw away, and then in 20 years you're like, damn, I wish I kept that. Like that, maybe. Okay. Like I could see that happening. But like, yeah, in general, no. And that's never happened to me. No.
Yeah.
You guys should throw more shit away.
So, yeah, simply throw stuff away.
Nicole's question is good, but we already answered it. I guess I'll ask this. Urban asks, if FaZe Clan decides to buy you out and you become FaZe Raz and FaZe Tan Man, would you take the deal?
For an amount
Speaking
of money,
of
yeah,
phase,
for sure. Yeah, how's your phase?
Well, let me check
How are
my
your phase
fucking
holdings?
stock. I have 250 shares of phase. I bought it at about. I bought 250 shares at about 80 cents. Because it was at some point in the last 12 months, each share was $25. So when I saw it at $1, I figured it's probably a pretty good little buy here. I'll drop a couple bucks, see if it goes back to $25 again. It hasn't. The share price right now is 60 cents. So I've lost money on this so far. Cool. So FaZe Clan can't afford to buy me out. That's the answer to your question. Just kidding. I don't know, Urban. If I'm being serious, it would depend entirely on what that means. What does it mean for FaZe Clan to buy us out? I mean, do they get editorial control? Then no. I'm leaning toward no, but there are like deals I can imagine that I would be fine with. But they aren't realistic, honestly. Because it would be like full editorial control. I don't pay you guys shit. I don't have to advertise for you. I maybe put FaZe Clan in my bio and like the Dropshot brought to you by FaZe, like maybe, and then you pay me a bunch of money. And then you get no editorial control. I could see us taking that deal. Yeah, I wouldn't care. I don't know. But it's so unrealistic, whatever. Okay, let's see. This is interesting, Nicole. If you had to wear a t-shirt with someone's face all over it, who would it be? My own. Actually, obviously my own. That's clear.
Really?
But if it had to be someone else's face, again, super obvious, Alexander J. Jones. That's whose face I'd want on my t-shirt.
That'd make some people mad.
Sure. Oh, yeah. It sure would.
Is his middle name
just
Jay?
Red-faced and seething? Probably not. Everyone's middle name is Jay. I don't know. What is that?
Perez. I don't know. Some little yogurt thing. Little snack.
I think it's so small.
It's a miniature, yeah. Like a little mini drinkable yogurt. Pretty good. Oh, the other thing about the phase question, it depends if they make us become addicted to drugs or not. If they make me become a drug addict, then no, I don't want to join phase.
Interesting. Do they supply us drugs? That also changes the equation.
They don't supply it. You just have to get
if I get
inked
a little
up.
Coke stipend.
You have to get very dumb. They need you to become very stupid and then start doing hard drugs. That's the only way to be in
Interesting.
phase.
Interesting.
Fuck phase.
Yeah, all that sounds kind of good. I don't know. You're going to supply me with some pills?
Once in a while, you got to get like trashy tattoos.
Yeah.
Like look at a picture of FaZe Banks. You got to get ink like that.
Yeah, that guy is real tatted. Yeah.
Drug addict, phase, piece of shit. Yeah.
There are a lot of phase tattoos that aren't great. Let's move on.
Yeah, those aren't. Yeah, I don't enjoy those ones
just
either.
Just not.
It's the
great.
placement. It is.
It has to be. It's a real shame. A real travesty, really. Patios asks, would you cut off / remove a toe for $1 million Canadian dollars? If so, what one?
Holy fuck! Of course I would. $1 million? If it's like surgically, that's what I was gonna say. Because it says remove a toe. So if it's like surgically removed and they go in and I don't feel anything and they just remove my toe for $1 million Canadian dollars, I mean that's at least $1,500 US. So of course I would do it. I mean I don't care which one. What are the ones that you don't have to use as much to balance? So I guess one of the inner ones.
I'm thinking like the ring toe.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That one's useless.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll fucking cut it off right now if you're going to send me the money, Patty. I got a knife right here. This may do the trick. I don't know. We'll see. But, oh yeah, get that toe out of here, man. I'll take a few for that amount of cash. This question would be difficult if it were like $10,000. But for $1 million, holy shit, yeah. Cut my arm off. Cut my hand off, man. I don't give a fuck.
I agree with you. I agree with you, yeah. For $1 million... Another way this question is interesting is if you have to do it yourself. Like you could go get whatever you want, but you have to be the guy that cuts it. Then would you do it for $1 million? Then my answer is no.
Probably
but
not. No.
My answer is no, but I could see a lot of people being down to do it. And maybe, no, I wouldn't be able to. But I think a lot of people would be down to. That's an interesting question. But if I could just be like, okay, I'll go to an outpatient facility, they'll put me to sleep, take a toe off, and then I wake up $1 million richer, I'm obviously always doing that. Yeah.
Yep.
And it would be my ring toe. Yeah, not the pinky, but a ring toe. Pick the foot. I don't care.
Yep.
Wouldn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, I would do that all day.
Cut that shit off.
Bro, I don't even use my toes. No one uses their toes for work, but I especially don't. I'm sitting down all day.
Yeah.
Unless not having a ring toe will just make me unable to walk, which it won't. Then sure, I'll take $1 million free dollars, basically. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an insanely easy question. So it would be the ring toe, though, yeah. Biggie Smalls, the $5 super chat, $4.99, excuse me. United States dollars, though, skipping the line, asks, I'm 30 minutes behind, but can you talk about strats or tips for headshots in Call of Duty? I'm assuming. Finally, on the polyatomic grind, gun setups, favorite maps or modes. Yeah. Great question, Biggie. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, buddy. Give us some tips, Tanner.
Shoot the ship. I think that's in right now. Just grind out, shoot the ship, especially with shipment, and you'll get a bunch of them. So when I did it before shipment came out, so I don't know how I would set my gun up for that. But for shoot house, pretty much every single gun, I would make sure to use a red dot that I was most comfortable with, that I used often, and I would build the gun to have less recoil than like a faster setup, say, would have. So better recoil control, a little bit better aiming stability, but also not horrible ADS speed, so you're not going to use like extended mags or anything like that. Something that's going to ADS fairly quick, but you can easily track with it and stay on target. That's helpful for like ARs and shit like that. When it comes to SMGs, that matters less. You just get close and start spraying, and you'll end up getting a bunch of headshots. Things like shotguns, same thing. It's random. Get close, aim literally probably above their head, because if you aim like at their neck or head, it's usually not going to be a headshot.
Yeah.
So just miss shots, aim too high, one of the pellets will hit them or something and do enough damage. Snipers, self-explanatory, use the sniper. DMR, or like marksman rifles, tactical rifles, those are all simple too. Things like that you want to like mount up more often on a map like Shoot House. Shoot House is great for the long shots and the headshots at mid. You can do both of them, but just mount random corners, shit like that. But mostly just play. Just play normally and try to focus on the head a little bit more. It's going to take longer than you think, but it's not nearly as frustrating as doing all the other challenges can be.
Yeah, I agree. I think the mistake some people make with going for headshots is they get way too crazy and active. Like bro, build the gun how you would use it if you just wanted to like do as well as you can, and then maybe throw on an optic, and that's kind of all you have to do, and like go for headshots a little more. But yeah, you shouldn't really be playing much different than like normal for most guns anyway. I would say though that on the pistols, a lot of people like to go for headshots by doing akimbo. I think that's a bait. I think it's easier to just keep it as non-akimbo so you can actually aim at the head.
Agreed.
Like you'll get a lot of headshots using like the X13 autos akimbo, but I think you'll get 25 faster if you just have the one, put a little red dot on it, and actually go for them. And then, yeah, I don't know. One other tip I would say is that for the DMRs or whatever the fuck they're called in this game, every single one of them, use it in semi-auto.
Yes.
Because you get a way higher headshot multiplier that way.
A lot of them
even the ones that are default full auto.
Yeah.
Change those also to semi-auto. And then it's like a 1 or 2 tap to the head. So that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
So... But yeah, just don't get too crazy. You're good. You did all the hard shit, so congrats. But anyway, yeah. Thank you again for the super chat, buddy. Okay. Oh, this is a great question from Walt, actually. Which do you prefer? Pick one from each comparison. Backstreet Boys or NSYNC is contest number 1, and then Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera is contest 2.
I remember knowing more Backstreet Boys songs growing up, so I would say Backstreet Boys for that. I feel like I didn't like either of them, but I feel like I especially didn't like NSYNC songs and thought they were super fucking overrated little shit boy band. So I would say Backstreet Boys for that, and then I can't think of songs that Christina Aguilera has, but I feel like she has more bangers.
Genie in a Bottle.
Okay, awful.
I'm a genie in a bottle.
Awful. What else?
It's the only one I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she has one banger. Let me see.
She's got a lot of popular songs, I think.
Christina, Genie in a Bottle, Hurt, Beautiful, Fighter. Don't know what any of those are. Yeah.
Oh, You Are Beautiful. That's a terrible song.
Is that her? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What good songs does fucking Britney Spears have, though?
Toxic was a banger, man. Oops, I Did It Again. Fuck that song.
Oops, I Did It Again is one of them I've heard of.
I think. Yeah, I don't know. Probably Britney Spears, because I've probably heard one more song of hers.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, this would have been a good question if any of these 4 entities made good music, which they don't. So they are all shit. Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? I actually don't know. I don't think I know it. Backstreet's Back, all right. That's like the one song I know from those 2 bands. Or groups, whatever. So, I don't know. I have no opinion on Contest 1.
I Want It That Way.
2?
That was a banger. That's a good song. That makes them win.
Who was that?
That's Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, I'll go with them.
Yeah, that's a banger. That works.
Contest 2, Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera? Christina Aguilera can actually, she could actually sing really, really well. She was like actually a really good singer. Britney Spears, as far as I know, was not. She was literally just like a teeny bopper or whatever.
Yeah, she's also insane. They all are, actually.
They're all everyone we talked about is insane. Yeah. Christina Aguilera also hotter than Britney Spears in her heyday.
She's still alive, or did she like die of a drug overdose or something?
I think she's alive. Pretty sure she's alive.
Yeah, she's alive. Oh yeah, she still looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, not that is the most important aspect of an artist or human being, but when you're comparing Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, that was kind of the big selling point, wasn't it? So it becomes relevant based on that genre of art. Like I wouldn't care who's more attractive between System of a Down and fucking Slipknot, because that's not part of the selling point of their music. But in terms of Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera, it is. So that's why it's relevant. That's why I brought it up. Anyway, I guess
Britney
I'm going with
was again back in the day before she went crazy.
They were both very attractive, obviously, but Christina Aguilera took the cake for me. But
yeah.
Again, I know. Yeah, I'll go with Christina Aguilera. I guess. I don't know.
Go on, man.
So anyway. Okay. Ooh, this is a great question from Nicole. If you could make one law, any law for the United States, what would it be? This is an excellent fucking question. Holy shit. I would need to think about it so much more.
Mine would be, I think, something to do with driving. Because people driving
it's funny you say
so
that.
often piss me off. I think mine would be like, if you do not use a blinker, especially on the freeway, you have to serve life in prison. Like something like that, because it makes me so
it's not
mad.
Smoking weed being
I
a
was
death
so
sentence.
fucking annoyed. The other day we were driving somewhere. That was like last week. We were on the freeway, fucking pouring rain. You can't hardly see anything, super foggy. So the freeway's going like 45, 50 miles an hour. Some dude with no lights on is speeding, cutting constantly in and out of traffic, not using his blinker. I'm like, that guy literally, and I said that to Sierra, I was like, that guy deserves to crash and die, and I would not feel the slightest bit sorry. I just wouldn't care at all. I'm like, oh, see ya, buddy. fucking lifeless body hanging out the windows I drive by as I flip them off. That shit pisses me off. So probably something to do with driving, because I hate the way many people drive. Irritates the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Actually, hey, why don't we start earlier? The driving to get your license needs to be difficult. You shouldn't be handed a license. You should have to. Some people should be so fucking bad and shit that they can never have a license in their life.
It's just a skill issue, and they can't drive.
If you can't, like, the fact that so many people get licenses is a fucking joke. They hand you the test because they want everyone to have it. That shouldn't be the case.
Isn't it insane you can drive at 15, by the way? You can operate a fucking car at you can get.
But you can't smoke a cigarette
and drive at 15.
But you can't smoke a cigarette in the state of California until you're 21 or some shit. Yeah. Do some. Fuck you.
It's crazy that 15-year-olds are allowed to drive. Let's stop that.
Looking back now, yeah.
Oh, it's outrageous, dude. And when you're 16, you could drive without anyone else in the car. I think. Right? Yeah, you can get your license at 16.
You have to have your license for a year, though, in California, technically, before you can drive anyone. So it's probably more like at some point at 16, if you do it early, you can drive by yourself.
Because 15 and a half is when you can get the permit.
Wait, no, I said that wrong. Yeah, you can drive by yourself. You can't drive like friends legally for a year.
Oh, that's what
I meant, yeah.
But still, that's still crazy, though. Like a 16-year-old is allowed to just get in a fucking car and drive.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be hard to get a license.
In public, like where other people are around.
Yeah.
16. That's so young. That's so crazy. Anyway, so fuck kids. Not.
Yeah.
No Epstein.
Well, yeah.
Anyways, the first thought that came to my mind, if I could make one law, what would it be? If you are driving a bicycle on a street, you have no rights, and if you get hit by a car, if you die, you're not allowed to sue. You're not allowed to. No one else is at fault but you, automatically. So let's say you're like being a really respectful bicyclist, and someone in a car swerves out of their way to your lane to fucking mow you down and kill you, right?
Yeah.
The law should be, because you had a bicycle on the street, it was your fault, and you can't sue the city, the state, the feds, the other person. It's no one's fault but yours, and you deserve to die, in fact. And you're also not allowed to get a funeral. That isn't allowed. You can't drive a bike on the street, and if you do, you forfeit your right to life, and if you die, it was your fault, and only your fault. That was my first thought. Because obviously, don't ride a fucking bike on a street, asshole. That's thought number one. They're for cars. God, I've been late to work because of fucking cunts in their stupid spandex who are 65, pedaling
Come on, he's just enjoying a ride,
gingerly
man.
along on a one-lane fucking highway on San Dimas Avenue, Tanner. You know how you drive past like the back of Raging Waters and shit where it's fucking one lane?
On that turn.
It's like, okay, well, I can fucking take this guy, but yeah, I don't see the other lane. It's going to wind. I don't want to get in a head-on collision trying to avoid fucking Tom, the grandpa over here, bicycling along on a street like an asshole. So I wish it would have been legal for me to just summarily execute him with no consequences.
Yeah, that would work.
That would be probably option number one. Option two, if I couldn't pick that law, it would be to decriminalize all the drugs, because that would solve so many problems. Maybe not. Well, pretty much all of them. But if it's like,
drugs should be legal, yeah. Except for weed.
If it's so powerful that like it can be considered like poisonous, like fentanyl, then maybe don't legalize that. Not because I'm morally opposed to it, but because it's so dangerous, because it's so strong that it needs to be regulated. But then if it was legalized, it would be regulated. So maybe fentanyl would be fine too. Yeah, fuck it. I changed my mind. Legalize all the drugs. That would be option number two. It would solve a lot of problems. Prison overcrowding. You know why you can like fuck a kid and then you'll be like back in your apartment like next year?
Yeah.
It's because the fucking jail cells are full of dumb shits, admittedly, but relatively safe dumb shits, who got caught smoking a joint for the 4th time, and then they're in prison for 25 years or whatever. So that guy has a minimum 15-year sentence or whatever because of the 3-strike dog shit, and he's occupying a jail cell, even though all he wants to do is smoke weed every day, which you probably shouldn't do. But also, you're not fucking kids, so I'd rather you be on the street than the kid fucker. But because all of you dumb shits are crowding the prison, we don't have space for the kid fuckers, so then the kid fucker doesn't go to jail at all, and he should. But there's not enough space because we have all these dumb laws criminalizing drugs, which is a victimless crime, which I should argue wouldn't be a crime at all. So I would say, decriminalize all the things.
Yeah, that would work.
That would, I think it would help a lot of things. Because also, fewer people would become drug addicts. Fewer people would have to go to seedy characters to buy drugs, so they wouldn't do other criminal activities. There would be fewer people dying of overdoses. There would be fewer people getting Hep C and fucking AIDS, which would lessen the burden on our medical system. Because now those people who obviously don't have a ton of money are taking up hospital beds and shit and draining taxpayer resources because they have Hep C because they're heroin addicts and they have to use dirty fucking needles and whatever. And all of this is an outcropping of heroin being illegal. Just let them buy it at CVS. They're going to ruin their lives still, but it won't be my problem as a taxpayer anymore. It'll be their problem. So that's better for society. It's better for everyone. And there'd be resources to.
And that's the thing, as the great Ron Paul once said.
Shout out to Ronald J.
You
Paul,
make the drugs legal, not everyone's going to start doing them. I'm not going to go out and start buying heroin because it's legal and start doing it. I'm never touching it. I'm never touching any of them. Like, people that don't do them now generally aren't going to become addicted and start doing them anyways. It's just going to be the addicts now will obtain them legally, basically. That's the only thing that would change,
Yeah, and then they won't overdose anymore.
And it is crazy that alcohol is legal and marijuana is not. I mean, we are living in the year 1600. It's nuts. I still can't believe the amount of people in the country that don't think weed should just be legalized. Like, even if you don't smoke it, I've never once smoked weed in my life. Probably never will. I don't think it should be illegal.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's it's insane.
Yeah, it's completely insane. Especially when alcohol is legal. That makes like an American who's trying to argue that alcohol should stay legal, but weed should stay illegal, so much harder to make. Yeah. That argument's actually impossible to make. Unless you also think alcohol should be illegal. Then you're at least being consistent. I still think you're wrong, but you're at least being consistent. But if your position is, we should be allowed to drink booze, but not smoke weed, you're wildly misinformed, or you're just stupid. Actually. But it's a gateway drug. Well, the reason it's a gateway drug is because I have to go find the fucking drug dealer in high school to buy it from, who's probably doing other illegal shit. But if I could buy it at CVS, then I wouldn't have to be in contact with criminal elements, and therefore wouldn't be a gateway anymore.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have to go associate with fucking criminals, by definition, to get access to the drug. So it wouldn't become a gateway drug anymore. Yep. It's dumb. And if it is a gateway drug, maybe it is in some capacity. So is alcohol. Alcohol's, by the way more of a gateway drug than weed is. Guess how many new drugs I've tried because I'm high on weed? Absolutely not. 0. I'm afraid to do anything. Guess how many drugs I've tried because I'm drunk? Oh, every one I've done, actually, probably. Pretty close.
You should do more tonight.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You should do a bunch tonight all at the same time. Pop a bunch of pills, drink a bunch of alcohol.
I certainly fucking could, yeah.
Let us know how you are in the morning, for sure.
So anyway, yeah, you're an actual fucking idiot. Or you just don't know anything. Or you're like 12 if you think alcohol should be legal and weed shouldn't. Stop listening to your boomer fucking father if you think that. But anyway. I'm going to say something else on this topic, but I can't think of it.
I'm trying to think. Some guy that I know, that my dad knows, that's a cop. He had some take on the legalized weed about why it was bad. Something about Colorado. He like brought up something about the Colorado shit. It was like years back when they legalized
DUIs? The DUIs increased.
I don't know. It was something.
That was one argument I was seeing.
But he was
for
like,
a while,
that's why they shouldn't legalize it. Blah blah blah. And maybe it was that.
Did he say that in between gulps of his fucking old fashioned? It's so dumb.
I don't even think he drinks, actually.
I'm not saying that weed is like good necessarily. Like, it's not like, it shouldn't be compulsory or anything. Like, it is a drug, and there's a time and a place, and if you do it all the time, that's bad, obviously. I'm not saying it's like whatever. I'm not saying it's like a kale smoothie where you should just always be doing it and it's good for you. Because kale smoothies, you could probably say that about. But we're all adults here. You want to smoke a joint, you should be able to smoke a fucking joint. It's completely insane that you can't. Yeah, it makes me so mad.
Shout out the joints.
Anyways, I wrote a paper in community college about why weed should be legal for a debate class. Or was it debate? It was something like debate. It was like rhetoric or some shit like that. And I got an A on it. Nice, man. Good paper. It's such an easy argument to make. Like it's such a slam dunk. Like, duh. I don't know. The only reason and by the way, I learned through the course of that paper, I've forgotten most of it, but the reason it's illegal is because of the, it wasn't even really about the drug itself, but there was Herschel or some shit like that. Some guy, Hirsch, I don't know. He was a big newspaper guy in like the fucking 20s or whenever this happened.
Hirsch.
And
William Randolph Hirsch?
Yes.
Hearst, is that his name? William?
Hearst.
Who is that?
Hearst, maybe?
Hearst, that's the Hearst Castle. You ever heard of that?
Probably.
Wait, okay, so he has something to do with
familiar,
this?
But yeah, William Randolph sounds super familiar, so I'm almost certainly. Anyway, some guy had a newspaper company, okay? And he printed his newspaper on fucking paper. You know the stuff. You cut down trees. I don't know what the fuck you do to it. By the way, I don't know how you get paper from a tree. That's a very interesting process. I should look into that because I'm super curious. But anyway, how you do your magic, you fucking transmogrify a tree into a bunch of paper, and then you print newspapers on it and you sell them. Cool. And then there were a bunch of industrious other people in the newspaper market in the 20s or whenever this happened who were like, it's a lot cheaper for me to just grow hemp and print my newspapers on hemp. So now I can compete with William Randolph Dickhead by having a hemp newspaper, but it only costs me 1 cent to make each newspaper, which I can sell for 15 cents. But it takes Randy here 10 cents to make a newspaper because he's using actual trees like an asshole. So then that was happening. And then he was like, okay, well, let's just make hemp illegal. And what's the best way to do that? Blame black people on smoking joints and fucking white women so that you can get hemp.
Yeah.
So that you can get marijuana criminalized and by extension hemp eliminating his competition. And then it worked. He lobbied and that's what happened. And weed is still illegal. And now there are obviously other competing interests to keep it illegal. Private prisons is one. The alcohol companies are another. They lobby very hard to keep weed illegal. So it's not like that's the only reason it's illegal. It's stayed illegal for other reasons. And it's probably every one of those things is way more complicated than that, but that's the gist of it. It's an interesting story, though.
It is, yeah. One of the guys, Ainslinger, who was...
Yeah, that sounds giga familiar,
vocally demeaned reefer as a way for colored men to attract and seduce white girls in the 1930s.
Yeah, that was a real argument. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
So then him and Hearst worked together in the 30s to outlaw any form of hemp and cannabis.
Yep.
Wow.
And it worked.
It sure, it sure did.
That's where all that reefer madness shit comes from.
Sure
trying to get it illegal.
Yeah. Holy shit.
So anyway.
Hearst Castle's cool, though.
You have to be really creative to make a drug look bad by using like black people. Like what a random, how did that thought occur to them? Like, all right, we need to make hemp illegal. How should we do it? And then fucking Anslinger's like, you know what? Let's say there's a bunch of black dudes smoking weed and fucking their wives. Okay, yeah, that'll work. And then it does work. That's so crazy. What a crazy story that's real. I don't know. That's those guys must have been smoking weed to come up with the idea. In fact, yeah, I'm very confused by that whole thing.
Yeah, something said. One of the things, I guess, William Randolph Hearst's newspaper empire in the 1930s. In 1927, New York Times headlined said, "Mexican family go insane after eating marijuana." That was a headline from 1927. Yeah. Mexican family go insane.
Damn. They couldn't even get the grammar
Shout
right.
out to the people back in the 20s, man.
Yeah, real fucking idiots. Yeah, just didn't know any of the things. It's pretty funny. Anyway, there you go. So yeah. But before that, I would say you should be able to kill bicyclists if they're on the street. Okay. Next question. What do you tell me your next question?
Yeah, where
Tanner.
are we going from here? I'm looking. I'm scrolling way down.
you're fucking.
Oh, I'm scrolling. Yeah.
Scroll, man. Scroll it.
Oh, here's an interesting question. I think you have a hot take on this that we've talked about. From Steel Switch, excluding people with children, at what age should you stop going to Disneyland? Aren't you a big adult Disney hater?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
You're big on that.
So yeah.
Huh?
Excluding people with children. Okay, so if you don't have children, at what age should you stop going to Disneyland?
Mm-hmm.
Boy. I want to say 12. That's when it should stop being interesting to you. But hard cap, 14. You can't enjoy Disneyland anymore if you're 14, right?
They've changed it a lot. It's catered a lot more for adults now.
What about it is catered to adults, though?
Well, like the whole Star Wars land shit they've built. That's
to your point. I haven't been there in like 15 years.
Like they're tearing kids shit out, I think, to build more adult focused stuff. Like I think they tore out Toontown for that, didn't they? Is Toontown still there? That was for little kids. Did they tear that out?
I don't know. Obviously.
Oh, it looks like they're reopening it again soon. So I guess they were rebuilding it. But it's like, yes, they tore out that little kids area to build Star Wars Land, which is for sure more focused for adults. And in general, they serve like a lot more alcohol and focus on a lot of that now. Like there's a little like Star Wars cantina thing there, like a whole bar.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. They didn't used to serve. Disneyland itself did not used to serve alcohol besides, God, like one place. And I can't think of what that place is now. But see, now they serve alcohol a lot more places. California Adventure, for sure. Like, every place sells alcohol.
Are you allowed to carry it around the park? Or do they make you stay on the restaurant ground? Because I know I've been to, like...
carry it around.
Okay, because I've been to, like, Universal Studios. And you can buy a beer at, like, many of the restaurants there. Mm-hmm. But there's a bunch of signs. It's like, you can't take alcohol out of the courtyard or whatever. Like, out of the restaurant.
I think you can. Back when we had passes and went to Disneyland last, it's probably been 4 years since I've been, 3-4 years. We weren't really like big drinkers, but I remember like one place had margaritas and we would get a margarita and I thought we would walk around with it. Pretty sure that's
interesting.
Allowed.
That would help for sure.
That would absolutely help.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, yeah. So to be clear, I haven't been to Disneyland in I don't know when I went to Disneyland last. I actually can't remember. I want to say it was like high school graduation because we had like our school did a thing.
Wonder if we were there on the same night and don't even know it.
Oh, you guys did that too?
Yeah, and I mean there were a ton of schools there, you know, like hundreds of schools.
I'm actually almost certain that's the last time I went to Disneyland. So I was 18, I guess. So that was 13 years ago. Okay, so that's the last time I went to Disneyland. So maybe a lot has changed since then. And we were drinking by the way. There. That's why. Well, I would have gone either way, but that made it a lot more fun, even at 18. So unless it's like wildly different, and maybe it is, then like maybe it would be cool to go. But here's another thing. Let's say there's a fucking Star Wars land and there's a cantina and there's a strip club. I don't know, whatever, a paintball fucking studio and other adult themed shit to do. Okay, cool. Then maybe you can go there once a year max as an adult. Maximum once a year. If you're buying a season pass to Disneyland, kill yourself. In game, of course, obviously. Even if it is adult themed now, there's no reason to go more than once a year. Absolutely not.
You gotta think about like couples though, as like a date thing for people to do. You go for a few hours, you walk around, you eat, you drink. You don't even go on rides. You go on maybe one ride. It's just a place to hang out and walk around. It's no different. It's not much different than going to Victoria fucking Gardens, an outdoor mall. That's what I was gonna say though. I'd rather just go to Victoria Gardens. Yeah, see, that's far less interesting though, because then it's a bunch of shops that I don't care about. At least at Disneyland, you see people, you get pissed off at all the kids walking in front of you. You want to punch them in the back of the head. You want to drown them in the water. Things like that. It gives you, there's interesting shit. That's kind of fair. And then there's little trash rides that no one goes on. Like at Disneyland, there's some old ass ride up by Space Mountain.
The log one?
No. It's over by Space Mountain in the corner. It's like this old ass car ride. So you sit on those little like bumper cars type thing that go around on a track. And it's a pretty long ride. Like you're driving around on this little track for like 5 minutes. It's like the little gas powered cars that go pop, pop, pop when you stop moving. But like you're on a track, you can turn and shit. And there's probably 4 different tracks they send people on. You drive around. It's like shit like that. No one thinks about going on because it's not that fun of a ride. But it's fun to just like go on, fuck around, things like that. And you know, you don't have to wait in like a 90-minute line for some stupid ride or some shit. Like doing little things like that. It's almost like going to like a carnival. You can kind of consider it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I guess for like because you're right. Because I would go to, with one of my exes, I would go to Claremont. Where Rhino Records, like that area.
Yeah, just walk around.
And we would like get dinner and walk around. And
that's what Disneyland is. Yeah, I mean, we would hardly go on rides. Yeah, we would just go to like eat, drink, walk around, hang out, do like maybe one ride, depending on how busy it was.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm not sitting there in hours all day going on rides and shit. That's insane. If you do that numerous times a year.
Well, yeah, of course.
Without kids, yeah.
And then the question becomes, is it worth $2,000 per season pass?
It is not worth the price anymore.
I would still say no. I'd rather go to Claremont. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten insane. I think when we first had the passes, we paid $350, and then the next year we're like, these ones have too many blackout dates. Let's upgrade. So it was like $500. And the only blackout dates were like 2 weeks around Christmas, shit like that, a few days around New Year's. Few days in
blackout dates at all makes me mad, by the way.
It was like the whole month of June was blacked out, so it's like I don't care. Like a lot of June and July were blocked out, but we didn't care because that's when all the families are there for the summer. So of course I'm not going in 110-degree heat with the whole world. So I'm like, oh great, I don't give a shit. Yeah. But now that pass that we had then is like literally over $1,000, and I wouldn't pay that at this point, no. But back then, the prices kind of made sense. And people complained about them being expensive then, and now they're like triple the price a lot of times.
Yeah. So, anyway, I don't know. Yeah, if you like,
They should ban kids from Disneyland. That's my take.
Kids or like a boyfriend or girlfriend, maybe. If you go with like your friends, your
kill
boys,
yourself, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, end your own life.
I want you to come to my house and do your little 7-night thing and then stab me in my sleep. If you ever catch me going to Disneyland with like Gabe and Ben and Joey or something, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anyway. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's a good one from Pib. What's the best question ever asked on this thing? That's a good question.
I can't think of a specific, but it'd probably be a food-related question. Any food-related question gets the most action going in the Discord. We've had some long, drawn-out arguments. People genuinely pissed at each other in the Discord for some of these food takes based on questions we've gotten on the Q&A and have answered. Yeah, people used to argue a lot.
Yeah.
Jake and Jaren used to go out. I used to wake up in the morning to get ready for work. And,
the lemon incident.
And Jake and Jaren would have 300 messages back and forth in an hour just arguing. Yeah. So
the lemon incident.
It's always food-related stuff. Always.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to say. Yeah, I can't think of an individual question. But the food-related ones are always good. Well, hold on. They are more often than other types of questions good. And then Pib also asked, what's the best thing you've ever cooked? That's a good question, too. Best thing I've ever cooked? When I was living in... Well, it doesn't matter. I was living in Upland. I was living with my girlfriend at the time in an apartment. So I was cooking a lot. And I had a little barbecue that I put on the patio of my little apartment. So I was barbecuing a lot. And I was looking up recipes and shit. And I looked up, how do you make an animal style In-N-Out burger? And I learned a lot of little pro tips. And one of the things I guess they do is they mustard fry I think that's what it is. I'd have to look it up to be sure, but something like that. The patties?
Yeah. I order mine that way.
And it was really fucking good. And I got good at making burgers. And then mustard frying them too. And then you can also, what the cool thing about cooking your own food is you can make it however the fuck you want. So you want to giga mustard fry it or lightly mustard fry it or salt the fuck out of it or not, whatever. You can do whatever you want. But I was making some bomb fucking animal style In-N-Out burgers at home. I would say those. But
Interesting.
I don't cook nearly as much as I should or Tanner has or whatever. When I was living on my own, I would cook, but now I don't.
Yeah. The best thing.
My roommates are in the kitchen usually.
Yeah, roommates are cooking. Man.
I can also say the best thing that's been cooked at a home that I've eaten was not made by me. The cooking I've had that was really good was not mine. It was other people's cooking. Yeah.
I think lately one of my favorites has been when we do the this Mississippi pot roast we do, which I've talked about in Discord a lot. It's pot roast with butter. What are those peppers called? Pepperoncinis.
Shout out to the pepperoni, man.
Butter, ranch dressing, seasoning, au jus, seasoning packet. Let that sucker cook. That with you make delicious, somewhat cheesy and garlicky mashed potatoes. You put that on top, and then Sierra makes Brussels sprouts on the side, and she makes Brussels sprouts really fucking good, and then eating it with that. That's a banger dinner right there. That one's not hard to make though. So it's not one of those meals that you make and you're like, damn, I'm proud of this, because it's easy to make. It's you make the meat in a fucking crock pot. But I don't know if I have a favorite of what I cook. I like just cooking steak in general. Cooking
a lot of the best
ribeye.
Food is simple to make though.
Cooking ribeye with a good baked potato that I put oil and butter on the outside, and then I season the outside skin so it gets crispy. Bake it in the oven for an hour. Cheese, butter, sour cream, salt and pepper on the inside, green onion, mix that all together so the outside skin is crispy. By the way, a good baked potato, you should be eating the outside skin, and that should be the best tasting part if you do it correctly. I hate going to places that have just dog shit baked potatoes, and usually baked potatoes are dog shit most places, unfortunately. You can't eat the outside, but that can and will easily be the best part of it if you know how to cook it correctly and get it crispy and tasty and season the outside. It's that with a nice ribeye and then a side of asparagus or something. That's always a banger right there.
Big asparagus guy.
I love asparagus.
Dude, I went to, oh my God, I've only had this once. It was so good. I went in Claremont, actually, some Italian place there. and they had on their menu, it was like a seasonal item. And it was like pasta with like sauce or whatever and asparagus, like tips. Oh, it was so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fucking good. I couldn't believe how good it was.
Asparagus is great.
God, it's so good.
That's
dude.
usually our go-to veggie for if like we're cooking a dinner like that involves meat.
It's a great veggie
because it's easy too. You can steam it. You can put it on the barbecue. You can just.
It's dog shit on the barbecue.
Can put it in the oven.
That's cap. I've tried it on the barbecue. Unfortunately, it's not good.
It's good. Well, I mean, it's not like you cook it like on the
Steamed
barbecue.
Is way better.
Like on foil though, so you get like barbecue taste.
That's
I like it that way. I think it
dries it out too much.
It can. I think I've never cooked it that way myself. I've just eaten it that way. I think my mom does it that way.
Yeah, I probably didn't do a great job.
But you got to put probably like butter and like lemon or something on it, I would think, to make it not dry out.
I think I put a bunch of olive oil on it, but it's still like it's much better steamed because it has all that moisture.
Yeah.
I think it's just better that way. I don't think it's
That's true, yeah.
There's probably ways to barbecue it, but I don't know. I only tried it like once or twice anyway. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah. All right. Next one is from ZPib in chat. By the way, $1.99 super chat. It's not $2. I'm going to let it slide this time.
I think we should ignore the question. Yeah.
You want to ignore it? We could. We certainly fucking could. Yeah. But because out of the goodness of my heart, I'm not going to.
Okay, yeah.
But don't fuck it up next time, Pib. With the $1.99, at least it's USD super chat. How did the burger smoothie thing start?
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
Here's how the burger smoothie thing started. And this will be a lesson to all of you. I think we were at a hangout. We were doing a Damascus hangout. I was in the channel, obviously, and unfortunately. Many of our patrons were there. Jacob Down was one of them. And it was probably a hangout right after a Q&A episode. So Jaren and Jake were talking about food, probably arguing about it in voice, which was deeply amusing. And then at some point, someone was talking about food, and someone said, do you guys like X? Whatever food it was. Let's say, for example, strawberry. No, well, what's a good example for me? Oh, God damn it. I can't think of one right now. This isn't true, but let's just pretend it's true for the sake of the example. Someone was like, let's say, do you guys like strawberries? And I said, no, I do like strawberries, by the way. But for the example, I said, no, I don't like strawberries because I don't like the texture. And then Jake was losing his mind. And he was trying to argue, texture doesn't matter. It only matters if it tastes good or not. The texture has no bearing on whether food tastes good or doesn't, and whether you should put it in your mouth or not. And then I said, Jake, that's absurd. You don't believe this. You might think you believe it, but you don't actually believe it. He said, yes, I do. The texture of food doesn't matter. Funny enough, by the way, 10 years ago, I had the exact same conversation with my brother because I said the same thing to him. I said, I don't like whatever food because of the texture. My brother, being a fucking idiot like Jake, said, oh, the texture doesn't matter. Did it taste good or not? And I gave him the same exact example. It's really funny that this happened, and I just remembered that. But anyways, I said, okay, Jake, if the texture doesn't matter, do you like hamburgers? And he said, yeah, I like hamburgers. And I said, cool. If I put a hamburger in a Vitamix and fucking blended it up until it was a smoothie, would you drink a burger smoothie? And he goes, oh, but actually it's not the same thing. It's totally different. And he tried to weasel his way out of this example, but it's the exact same thing. It is exactly the same thing. Oh, great. Okay, if you put a cheeseburger in a blender and then you blend it and then you put it in a cup, it is the exact same ingredients and it's the exact same food. But if you prefer the cheeseburger to the smoothie, that means you are admitting that the texture of food has some relationship with how much you enjoy the food or how good the food tastes. Jake refused to concede that point, even though I proved him wrong when he said, I wouldn't drink a burger smoothie, actually, even though texture doesn't matter. Those are irreconcilable positions.
Yeah.
Tell me about the receipts. I'm very curious what they are.
Jake said, chew your food and texture doesn't matter. All turns to mush. Yeah, actually, I think we did miss this part when this argument was going on, because he did later say taste is all that matters, is what I'm getting at. So that's true. A burger smoothie does not taste the same as a burger. Texture.
Yes, it does. Aside
from the texture, no, it wouldn't. It would not taste the same as a burger at all. That would not taste the same. No, it wouldn't. Go do it then.
Well, it wouldn't taste the same because texture matters. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not going to taste the same thing. So he did say that. So he didn't actually say that doesn't matter. But then he went on to say
taste is all that matters.
So you said burger smoothie, and then he said crazy how it's always some hypothetical that would never happen. And he said because you cannot defeat me. Okay.
Yeah, Jake's doesn't understand the point of a hypothetical, by the way. Yeah, you can never use hypotheticals in arguments. My dad tried this with me once. It was Christmas. I don't remember what we were talking about, but it was Christmas. I was making an argument. I used a hypothetical, and he didn't like it because I was about to win my point. And he said, "Oh no, you can't use hypotheticals." I said, "Okay, fine." And then an hour later, he tries to use a hypothetical, and I say, nope, you're not allowed to use hypotheticals. You're not allowed to use hypotheticals. It was amusing, but anyway, yeah. No, you're wrong, and you still won't accept it. I can see Jake is in chat now, coping more. And yeah, if texture doesn't matter, then you should drink a burger smoothie. But you won't, because texture does matter, obviously. And it has a bearing on how much you like food or how it tastes.
Yeah. Yeah, wow, this was a long argument in Discord about this. Holy shit.
It sure was, because it makes me furious. It makes me irate to say texture doesn't matter. Just blend all your food. Cool. Fuck you. Anyways, that's how the burger smoothie thing happened.
Shout out to the burger smoothie incident, yeah.
There are plenty of things that I like the taste of, but won't eat because of the texture. I can't think of any examples, but there are things that exist like that. Yeah, absolutely. Here's one.
Well, you guys were talking about tomato.
Smoothie. I would like the taste of it, but I wouldn't drink it because the texture is gross. Actually true. So, what were you going to say?
One of the things brought up was like eating a tomato like an apple or something. Something like that. I don't remember what was said exactly.
I don't either.
I can't find it anymore. It doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah. So that's the burger smoothie incident right there.
That's the burger smoothie incident, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what about, I'm trying to think of good examples. Like a mushy apple? I don't know if a mushy apple tastes the same, though. Because if it's mushy, that's because it's, like, rotting. So maybe that's not a good example.
Yeah, I don't know. The mushy apples don't taste great at all. Tell you that much. But yeah, is that because of the texture of it? Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's because
they do actually
it's
start
rotting.
To taste different. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's different in that case. Anyway.
Cool.
Okay. One more? What do you think?
Yeah.
Let's do one more.
Okay. Well, one of these is too long, so we're not answering that.
Yeah, Lanky Soldier, you can't write essays, man. Yeah, we got some community feedback, TLDR, that's true. Yeah, we're not doing that. Especially not live, man. You can't ask us. You can't write an actual prompt and expect us to do this live. Sorry, buddy. Get fucked, I guess. I don't know. And then there was another question. This won't count. This won't be the last one from Beige Marauder. Did you skip the Lanky Soldier's question due to the time restraint on reading it? Yes, we did. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. So you fucked yourself, lanky boy.
Yeah, let's see. You got a good question to end on?
I think this one's pretty good to end on a food note from Steel Switch. Which tastes better? A baguette of sourdough bread or French bread?
Baguette. I don't know. I like them both. I don't know.
They're both really good.
That's hard to pick because they're both little. They're both real crispy and tasty usually. I think for a baguette, I'm going with the French.
Here's the thing for me on this topic. Okay. I can eat a slice of sourdough bread by itself and I'll enjoy it. I'd prefer to butter it, but without butter, I'll eat it. But I'm not eating a piece of French bread without butter. It's just not happening.
That's
but
true.
If there is butter on it, I might prefer it to a sourdough slice. I think sourdough is better as a sandwich bread or having an accompaniment, whereas French bread is the best bread if you're only using butter. So if I'm going to have bread and butter, I want French bread. If I'm having a sandwich, a panini, a fucking wrap, not a wrap actually, whatever, then I'm going with sourdough because I think it's better sandwich bread. But sourdough absolutely works with just butter. Don't get me wrong. And French bread, I don't know if they make sandwiches or anything with French bread, do they? I don't know what French bread is. I don't think they do really though. Huh?
Yeah, I don't really know.
I think
what
it's like just made for butter.
I don't know what French bread is actually defined as, like what it would look. Yeah, I don't know. When I think of French bread, usually I think of those big loaves from Albertsons, which I'm sure you've had, where they bake them there and they're warm.
Oh yeah, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
yeah.
But those French loaves are better than their sourdough ones, for sure. By the way, their sourdough's kind of trash. You ever had those ones?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they're not good. So in that case, French is a lot better.
Dude, it's sourdough bread is really good, and I feel like I shouldn't like it. It doesn't seem like imagine if you've never had sourdough bread before, but you've had other bread, okay? And then I come up to you and I say, hey, you want to try this sourdough bread? And you say, huh, maybe. What is that? Describe it to me. And then I reply, oh, it's bread, but it's like actually sour. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
My answer would be, fuck no.
Yeah, no.
I'm not eating sour bread. That sounds fucking disgusting. But it's actually delicious. Shouldn't be, though. It's weird.
Shout out to bread.
Weird. Shout out to bread.
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
You done?
Yeah.
Was that a real stay humble?
No, I guess not. Patreon.com/thedropshot. We do bonus episodes. Hope you guys enjoyed all that shit. If you guys want to ask us questions, once again, join the Discord. If the link doesn't work for you, fucking Google it and figure it out because it's not our fault. It's yours. And we talked about it at the intro. 5 bonus eps a month. We'll have more bonus eps soon. Okay, stay humble.
Stay humble.